Okay, good morning, students. What we learned in the last class? Tell me, everybody. Anybody? What we learned in the last class? What we learned in the unit 1? Okay, all these classes are being meant for learn something from these basic concepts, the antennas and wave propagation. Okay, from the first class onwards, what is the basic history behind the antennas, and what is the origin of the antennas? What are the frequency bands? Classification of antennas based on the frequency. How the radiation mechanism existed from the piece of wire. What are the different antenna parameters? Okay. What are the principal patterns of the antenna and E plane and H plane? Okay. Few problems regarding to antenna patterns. So antenna parameters. Okay. Those are the important concepts we learned from the unit 1. Okay. Similarly, from the unit 2. Okay. What is the title of the unit 2? Thin linear wire antennas. Thin linear wire antennas. Okay. Already you know what is meant by thin linear wire antenna. So you know everything in that title. Okay. In that second unit, we learned what are the retarded potentials. Already I told you what is meant by retarded potential. Why the retarded potentials are existed. Especially in the last class, we learned okay retarded potentials of okay, uh, static electrostatic field, okay, V potential, okay, and retarded magnetic potential, V and A, V of R comma T and A of R comma T, okay. And what are the expressions regarding to the retarded potentials, okay. In between that electric potential and magnetic potential, okay, retarded magnetic potentials, we derive field components. What is the necessity behind the derivation of these field components? The purpose of the field components here, the purpose of these field components is okay, the ultimate goal of the second unit here is what is the radiated power and what is the radiation resistance. Okay, what is the radiated power and what is the radiation resistance. Okay, radiated power, radiation resistance, what it means: radiated power, radiation resistance, beam area, antenna efficiency, beam efficiency, effective height. Okay, all those are parameters of the antenna, especially in the second unit, especially from the second unit. Okay, and this especially the second unit is designed to learn how to derive those parameters. Okay, so in the last class, just you have learned what are the retarded potentials and the expression for the retarded potentials. Okay, already you see mu by 4 pi some integral, okay, rho of r comma t minus r by v by r Okay, sorry for the disturbances. Here signals are very poor. That's why some disturbances are there. Okay. Already you know the expression for retarded potentials. Okay. Electric and magnetic potentials. V of r comma t and A of r comma t. Okay. And already you know how to derive the expression for those retarded magnetic potentials. Already you best aware of all these concepts. Short dipole antenna and equivalent circuit. What is the expression for the current in terms of charge I equal to dq by dt? Here, consider a short dipole which is lying on the z direction, okay, which is having some length of L, okay, and the same concept is applied here to derive the expression for retardation effect. Because of the retardation effect, okay, there occurs some delay on the wave as I naught into e power j omega t minus r by c or v, that is the light velocity. Okay, this is the assumption where p is the point of observation. Okay, and from this point, okay, we are able to see the wave propagation from that piece of wire. Okay, that is the dipole which is having a length of L, but to find the parameters, we have to consider the differential length. Here, the differential length which is lying on the z direction as a dz from the origin. That differential component located at the distance of small z. Okay, from the observation point of view, the distance from the point of observation to dipole origin is the r. Okay, from differential current element to point of observation is the smallest. Okay, end to end, that is the finite element length antenna. That's why end to end distance is the L. Those two end points from the point of observation is S1 and S2 respectively. S1 and S2 respectively. Okay. Here A equal to mu naught into the length of the antenna element. Okay. I think you are aware of these expressions. Okay. What is the derivation here? Okay. This derivation is belongs to here our ultimate goal is to find out the radiated power and radiation resistance and the remaining antenna parameters. Okay, to find out that radiated power or find out radiation resistance, okay, we follow the systematic approach. Okay, we follow the systematic approach to calculate those parameters. Okay, uh, what is that systematic approach here? Okay, the systematic approach is uh, first you have to best aware of Maxwell's equations, four Maxwell's equations. What are those four Maxwell's equations? Del cross H, del cross H, del cross E, del cross del dot D, del dot B. Okay, del cross H equal J plus D dot. But when we consider the free space, here our assumption is a small electric dipole is located in a free space. That's why J equal to 0. Hence del cross H equal to D dot. Similarly, del cross E equal to minus B dot. Okay, del dot D equal to rho V, but rho V equal to 0 for free space. Okay, and del dot B equal to 0. Okay, starting from the four Maxwell's equations. Next, you have to define the field components. Okay, how do we define the field components? Field components derived from first two Maxwell's equations. Del cross H gives magnetic field component, del cross E gives electric field component, but we don't directly apply those Maxwell's equations to find out the field components here. Okay, that's why here we have to consider retarded magnetic potential A. Okay, how do we obtain that magnetic potential here? To obtain that magnetic potential, we consider the expression as del cross del cross A equal to B equal to del cross A is the fundamental relation between magnetic flux density and magnetic potential A. Okay, from that expression, here we have defined retarded magnetic potential and electric potential expressions. E equal to minus del V నుంచి ఒక expression derive చేసాం, B equal to del cross A నుంచి ఒక expression derive చేసాం. Of course, you are unable to follow those derivations, okay, but I wanna give clear notes, okay. You don't worry about it, okay. I will follow it by step, okay. But and this is for our convenience. Just I want to explain once again here. Okay, these are the expressions. 3.4 and 3.5 gives us the retarded magnetic potential A and electric potential V. Okay, from those two components and from the Maxwell's equations, here we have to derive the expression for, okay, ER, E theta, E phi, HR, H theta and H phi components. Okay, what are the components? ER, electric field in the direction of R, electric field in the direction of theta, electric field in the direction of phi, R theta phi. Okay, similarly magnetic field components, okay, HR, H theta and H phi. And we have to derive the expression for those parameters, ER, E theta, E phi, HR, H theta, H phi. Okay, but that short electric dipole is located on that Cartesian coordinate system in the direction of Z only. That's why okay, towards X direction and Y direction, that short dipole is unavailable. Okay, but the field components ER and E theta and H phi are existed. Okay, that is also very simple. Okay, I will show it in my derivation. Okay, here that is not available. Okay, and whatever I want to send the notes, okay, in that I clearly define and mention each and every step. Okay, of course these are the steps. If we follow it in a systematic way, then it is very easy. Okay, and the ultimate goal from this derivation is to find out those field components ER, E theta, E phi and HR, H theta, H phi. Okay, and next step, after we find out those field components, okay, next point is write the expression for radiated power. What is the expression for radiated power? What is the expression for radiated power? Radiated power is the P. The expression for the radiated power is defined from Poynting theorem. What is the Poynting theorem? Okay, the Poynting theorem states that, okay, power flow per unit area or energy flow per unit area is E cross H. And when we simply multiply that electric and magnetic, and just like voltage and current product, here electric field and magnetic field product gives us the radiated power. PR equal to E into H. Okay, E into H. That's why here we have to multiply the field components we defined from the earlier steps. Okay, and what we derived. See here, ER, E theta, and E phi terms. Okay, and based on the how we locate that short dipole in the system. Okay, the remaining field components may be 0 or non-zero. Okay, based on how we locate those field components. How we locate those field components. Okay, based on that only those field components existed. Understand? Okay, these are the expressions. ER expression, similarly E theta expression. Okay, what it means, H equal to 1 by mu into 1 by mu into del cross A అన్నాడు. Okay, what is did you know how it is derived? Okay, and how it is modified? See here, B equal to del cross A. See here, B equal to del cross A. Okay, but already you know B equal to mu H. From this, H equal to 1 by mu into del cross A. Okay, del cross A. Okay, already you know how to find del cross A or del cross E or del cross B. Okay, I hope you know matrix expression. Okay, r theta phi, this is the expression del cross A 1 by mu kada. Okay, first of all take that del cross A expression. Okay, here ER r into E theta r sin theta into E phi, dou by dou r, dou by dou theta, dou by dou phi, AR r into E theta r sin theta into E phi. Okay, here you must aware of conversion between a spherical and coordinate, spherical coordinate system and Cartesian coordinate system relations as AR equal to AZ cos theta, A theta equal to minus AZ sin theta. Okay, then only we are able to proceed for further steps. Okay, so AR equal to AZ cos theta, A theta equal to minus AZ sin theta. Okay, and AZ has no component in the direction of phi. And how this is because of how we locate that short altitude dipole on the z direction. Okay, so dou by dou phi equal to 0 and substituting these two values of r sin theta a phi equal to 0. It terminates completely 0 chestnut. Okay, r sin theta into a phi equal to 0. Okay, so and from this expression phi term is 0, so this component is 0, this component is also 0. Okay, and next we have to derive the expression for, and next you have to simplify here, that's all. Next you have to simplify here. Okay, while simplifying this expression, okay, this is the field component in the phi direction as h phi and magnetic field direction. Okay, similarly field component in the direction of theta, similarly field component in the direction of r. Okay, and already you know the relation between E and H. Okay, already you know the relation between E and H. What is the relation between E and H? E and H. What is the expression? What ratio gives us impedance according to networks?
Impedance.
Yes, very good. Okay, voltage by current relation. Voltage by current relation. The V by I gives us the impedance. Similarly, here E by H gives us resistance, but okay, we didn't talk about resistance. Why? Because here we are always deals with AC component, alternating quantity. That's why we talked about an impedance. Here, especially in the free space, when we consider those field components E and H, okay, this E and H relation and E by H equal to free space permeability by permittivity, mu naught by E naught, epsilon naught. Okay, mu naught by epsilon naught. Mu naught is already 45 into 10 power minus 7, and epsilon naught 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. When we solve, we get 377 ohms or 125. Okay, 125, and that is the fundamental relation between E and H components, and this is also very important in the exam point of view also, and interview point of view also, and competitive exam point of view also. That is the fundamental relation. Okay, actually మనకు పైకి చెప్పుకున్న డెరివేషన్స్ ఏం అడగడు. Okay, but you must aware of how to derive those expressions. Actually మీకు దీంట్లో కొంచెం కాంప్లికేటెడ్ అనిపించవచ్చు, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఈజీ. అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ మన ఆన్ బోర్డ్ అయితే ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ కన్వీనియంట్. యాక్చువల్లీ ఇక్కడ నాకు టచ్ పెట్టి కూడా లేదు, కాకపోతే ఇంకా చాలా బాగా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు అసలు. ఓకే, అంటే the ultimate goal of our second unit is we have to derive the antenna parameters. In the antenna parameters, especially for the radiated power and radiation resistance, we have to find out the field components. What are those field components? R theta phi, and in the view of spherical coordinate system, we have to find out electric field and magnetic field components, E field and H field. Okay, but how to locate that short dipole on that coordinate system? Okay, which component is existed or not existed, it depends. Okay, here just like the phi component is 0 in magnetic field strength. Okay, just see here relation between ER, E theta and H phi. Okay, do you able to follow what I want to uh, train you? Okay, they don't feel this is the class, just this is the one training program. Here we are able to at least know, okay, what is the systematic approach to find out the field components, to find out antenna parameters, okay, and the expression for free space impedance, okay, like this. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Okay, ఎందుకంటే ఎగ్జామ్స్కి మీరు ఎలాగైనా చదువుకుంటారు, ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదు. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ ఐ ఏబుల్ టు ప్రొవైడ్ క్లియర్ నోట్స్, దెన్ యూ ఆర్ వెరీ ఈజీలీ get very good marks. Okay, this is the, okay, if you remember only these components only, then no problem. Okay, and especially in the final exam point of view, they and maximum they are not asking derivation for those field components. Okay, why? Because that is too lengthy. Of course it is very easy, but it takes at least four classes. One blackboard తీసుకోండి, it takes at least 4 classes for that derivation only. Okay, 6 to 8 pages, 6 to 8 pages for notes. Okay, and that much of lengthy it is, but ultimately, okay, these are the expression for field components ER, E theta and H phi, and in the remaining direction those field components are 0. Why? Because that electric field and magnetic field are always perpendicular to each other, R and theta having 90 degrees, theta and phi having 90 degrees, R and phi also having 90 degrees. These three are always perpendicular to each other, R, theta, phi. Okay, and these are the final expressions we derived from the above expressions. Okay, from the above statements we are able to derive these expressions. Okay, and once we derive the expression for these field components R, theta, phi, okay, the actual problem starts here. The problem means actual derivation starts here. And if you are able to remember these expressions, then it is very easy to derive expression for radiated power of any antenna element. Okay, understand? So leave all your confusions. Okay, okay. Whatever I told you for the last class. Okay, and field components derivation చేసుకుంటూ వచ్చా కదా. Okay, leave all those confusions. Just you have to remember the expression for retarded potentials is the one point. And next, okay, just you have to remember the field components. Okay, ER, E theta, and H phi. Once we are able to remember these expressions, okay, next step is derive the expression for radiated power. Okay, so far, okay, up to this concept, okay, up to this concept is derivation for field components. Okay, next we have to derive the expression for radiated power P equal to E cross H, and just you have to multiply E and H components. Okay, or which components? Okay, is it ER and H phi or E theta and H phi? Yes, we have to multiply both terms. PR equal to, for suppose this is ER and this is H phi. Obviously this radiated power direction, okay, R this is phi, R phi. That's why, okay, radiated power is always perpendicular to both E and H. Already you know. That's why from this expression R and phi, P becomes P theta, P or theta, and radiated power ani notation తీసుకున్నాను. In case నేను consider only P is the radiated power, then that power is in the direction of theta. Okay, for suppose if I multiply E theta and H phi, E theta and H phi, then radiated power is in the direction of theta and phi అన్నాను కదా, or the direction of R. Okay, remember theta or phi, these three are perpendicular. Here also R theta phi, these three are also perpendicular. Okay, remember this point. Just you have to multiply these terms. Okay, first you have to multiply R and phi, okay, and entire these two terms and simplify. Okay, similarly E theta and H phi, multiply and simplify. That's all. That gives the radiated power. Okay, and after simplification, okay, finally we have a expression in terms of I square into some resistance component, I square into some resistance component, and P equal to I square R. Okay, from that expression, next step is find out the R component. Okay, and already you know P equal to I square R. From that, R equal to P by I square. Okay, and the term is divided with I square on both sides. Then we get the radiation resistance. Okay, those are the process steps used to find out radiated power and radiation resistance here. Okay, see here, these are the expression for E theta and E theta and H phi. An intermediate distance E theta and ER can approach time phase quadrature, and each one, and together having 90-degree phase shift. So the total electric field vector rotates in a plane parallel to the direction of propagation, thus referred as a cross field. Understand? Similarly here, E theta and H phi components. See here, E theta and E theta and H phi components. E theta and H phi components. Near field patterns are the same as the far field pattern. Already I told you what is the difference between near field pattern and far field pattern. See here, 1 by r square term, 1 by r cube term. Already I told you, just assume that distance r is 2 kilometers. Okay. Then 1 by 2 square and 1 by 4, 0.25, and the distance becomes very less. That's why that becomes near field. 1 by r cube, it is very near field. 1 by r and 1 by 2, 0.5, it is somewhat far field compared to these two terms. Similarly, uh, this term is also near field. Okay, this term belongs to the far field, and when we multiply with the main component, just the magnitude. Okay, that is the point. Okay, they try to explain us. Okay. E theta and H phi components of the near field patterns are same as far field patterns. E theta and H phi this content. Okay, ఇవే కదా terms. Okay, ఈ రెండు terms match అయినాయి multiplication. The near field pattern of ER is proportional to cos theta. Okay, and actually when we simplify and actually multiply చేసి simplify చేసుకోవాలి మనం. Okay, and from those expressions we are able to define what is the near field and what is the far field. That is also very important in the exam point of view. And just you have to define near field, very near field and far field patterns antadu. Just to have to directly give the expression. No need to derive from uh, basic Maxwell's equations. Okay. So those are the components ER, E theta, and H phi, and those are the terms of near field, very near field, and far field. Okay, don't require this quasi-stationary or DC case. What is meant by quasi-stationary or DC? What is meant by DC? Okay, and when we multiply that magnitude term here, when we multiply this magnitude term with these components, okay, upon simplification, some of the terms doesn't having that cos theta or sin theta component. Okay, what it means, if the term doesn't contain any sin theta or cos theta, okay, it doesn't belongs to AC component. Okay, it doesn't belongs to AC component, okay, which doesn't belongs to AC component in the sense it belongs to DC component. Okay, is it this DC component able to travel or longer distances? No, because that is a pure DC component that is unable to travel in a free space. That's why those terms are neglected here. Okay, that is the term, that is the explanation here. At low frequency f equal to 0 and omega is also 0. Omega is nothing but 2 phi f. Okay, that term is not required here. And already I told you in the last class, general expression, far field and quasi-stationary. Next, alternative expression for field E. This is also not required. And upon simplification in this sense, okay, don't worry about it. Upon simplification means just you have to directly multiply these terms here. Okay, directly multiply this magnitude with 1 by CR square and this magnitude with 1 by J omega R cube. Similarly, this term with this term, and simplify. Okay, these are the field components. Alternative expression for field E. See here. And upon simplification, One simplification means omega equal to 2πf. Okay, it contains 2π is the constant term. Okay, see here, a equal to omega I naught L sin theta by 4 pi epsilon naught c square r. Here omega is replaced with 2πf into I naught L sin theta by 4 pi epsilon naught c square is replaced with c into r. Okay, already you know the relation between velocity and frequency and wavelength. Okay, lambda equal to c by f kada. From that c equal to lambda into f. Okay, substitute here c equal to lambda f and lambda f is cancelled. Okay, and go for further simplification, and substitute c equal to 1 by square root of mu naught mu into epsilon naught, where mu equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7, epsilon naught equal to 8.854 into 10 power minus 12. Upon simplification c equal to 3 into 10 power 8, that is the constant value. Okay, so we simplify all those constant values on the division. Okay, finally we have E equal to 65 I naught L sin theta by lambda into R. Okay, see here, that is the alternate expression for electric field E. Okay, but no need here. Okay, next expression for the power, already I told you. Okay, and finally from the field components, the conclusion is simplified expression for E, simplified expression for H we required. Okay, from the simplified expressions we have to derive the expression for power. Okay, power. Okay, power is derived from Poynting vector or Poynting theorem. Okay, P equal to E cross H. Okay, P equal to E cross H or magnitude of E into H. Suppose kada E into H. What is the expression for, what is the relation between E and H? E and H is related as E by H equal to eta. From this E equal to eta into H. Can I replace E with eta into H? H kada? Or E by H equal to eta. Okay, H equal to G by eta or E by 377. Can I replace? S. That is the point here also. P equal to E into E by eta. E into E is the E square by eta. Okay. Already you know the simplified expression for this E. This E is 65 I naught into L sin theta by lambda R whole square by 125. Okay. Simply whole square the numerator term 65 I naught IL sin theta by lambda R whole square. Okay. 65 square, 60 into 60, 3600 by 125. Upon simplification, we get 35 I naught square L square sin square theta by lambda square R square. Understand? See here, 35 L square sin square theta by lambda square R square into I naught square. Then, okay, this is the I square, and remaining all the terms gives us resistance. Okay, and I square R. Okay, then how do you find the radiation resistance? Okay, P equal to I square R combination is like here. That's why if I divide this power with I naught square, then it gives us the radiation resistance. This is the expression for radiated power, and by dividing the expression with I naught square on both sides, then it gives us, okay, gives us radiation resistance. Okay, what is the point here? Radiation resistance of the short dipole. Okay, I equal to RMS value of the current. Already you know what is meant by RMS value. Root mean square current. Okay, root mean square. Root mean square value means, okay, and the current passing through the wire is not directly the average value. Okay, that is RMS value. Root mean square value. Okay, And when we passing some DC current through a wire, okay, it is able to produce some heat. Okay, how much AC current is required to produce the same heat with AC? That is the RMS value. Understand? Radiation resistance of the short dipole, that is the difference between AC and DC. Okay, that is the RMS value of current. PT is the total radiated power, RR is the radiating resistance. Then average Poynting vector is given by E cross H equal to E by eta. Sorry, this is called this is wrong. E square by H or E square by eta. Okay, since eta equal to E by H. Okay, so total radiated power of that antenna, if it is isotropic, it completely radiates 0 to 360 degrees. This is the entire 360 degrees. This is the entire 360 degrees. That's why closed integral in this sense, this is the entire 360 degrees. This is the closed integral. Okay, అంటే ఈ మొత్తం ఏరియాని ఇంటిగ్రేట్ చేస్తున్నాడు వాడు. ఏరియా అండర్ ది spherical surface. So integral theta in terms of 0 to 5 phi value varies from 0 to 2π E square by eta into R square sin theta d theta d phi. Okay, what is the expression for E? 65 I naught L sin theta by lambda, or earlier expression. Okay, substitute here and simplify. We get 85 square I naught square L square by lambda square. Okay, 85 square. Okay, so what 85 square, actually this length is a differential current element. Okay, that's why 85 square dl by lambda, 85 square dl by lambda whole square. See here, $85 square is the term. This is dl by lambda whole square. This is 80, not 86. 85 square dl by lambda whole square into I naught square. Okay, 85 square dl by lambda whole square into I naught square is the total radiated power from that alternating current element. Remember this expression. Okay, to have a direct problem in the competitive exams also. 85 square dl by lambda whole square into I naught square is the radiated power from alternating current element. Okay, this is the radiated power. Okay, if we divide with I naught square, on both sides, okay, these two are cancelled. 85 square dl by lambda whole square is the radiation resistance. Understand? Okay, and this is also divided with I naught square, then it gives only RR equal to 85 square dl by lambda whole square. Now remember this expression. Okay, okay. Why? Because why I am repeatedly told you the expression, this expression. Why? Because this is the fourth most important topic and derivation in the exam point of view and competitive point of view and interview point of view also. Okay, I faced this question in ISRO exam also, ISRO interview. Okay, 85 square dl by lambda whole square. Okay, and actually this is the one form. Another form is also there. 85 square means 80 into 5 square. 5 square value anta. Okay, okay, some 3.141 లో ఉంటుంది కదా. ఓకే, అంటే 80 ఇంటూ ఆ వాల్యూని కూడా మల్టిప్లై చేసి కూడా చెప్పొచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ వే. ఓకే, మనకి ఎగ్జామ్స్లో అలాగే ఉంటుంది, కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్లో. ఓకే, అలాగే ఇస్తూ ఉంటాడు. just aware of it. 85 square dl by lambda whole square into I naught square gives us radiated power. Okay, only 85 square dl by lambda whole square without any current component then gives us radiation resistance. Okay, this is the expression 85 square L by lambda అన్నాడు కదా, but this is the DL, differential current element. The 85 square DL by lambda whole square, 85 square DL by lambda whole square is the radiated resistance. Okay, field due to thin linear antennas. See here, and when the antenna length is lambda by 2, okay, the distribution is like this. Okay. The distribution is like this. If it is 3 lambda by 4, okay, like this. If it is lambda, it is completely separated. Okay, it is uh, less than lambda. Okay, I mean greater than lambda, okay, and it is also very easy with the expression. Okay, one expression is there, let's see here. Yes, this is the expression. This is the expression which is used to plot that current distributions. Okay, I told you in the next class of different cases and different lengths of the antennas, how those current distributions are occur. Okay, so that's all for today. So what we learned from this today's class? Okay. Field component expressions ER, E theta and H phi, how to derive radiated power and radiation resistance from those field components, how we are able to derive those field components. Okay, simply we considering a Poynting theorem, P equal to E cross H. From that expression have to multiply ER and H phi and E theta and H phi terms. Okay, in between those terms one of the term becomes 0 after the simplification. That's why only one field component is existed, and ER into H phi or E theta and H phi term is existed. From that we derive radiated power PR equal to 85 square DL by lambda whole square into I naught square. If we divide with I naught square on both sides, it gives us radiation resistance. That's all. That is the radiated power and radiation resistance of alternating current element. Alternating current element means each piece of a wire which length is less than lambda by 2. Okay, that's all for today. I will continue in the next class. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you.